So my book is called This Unquiet Land, Stories from India's Fault Lines, and it's basically a book about India. It's not a memoir, it's not an autobiography, but yes, it is looking at the major stories that I have covered over the last 2 decades and looking at India through a reporter's eyes, that reporter being me. And the themes I have identified are what I believe are the fault lines, issues that we are still debating, issues that stand between India and her potential as a great superpower, and issues that I have personal knowledge on. I have not written about things that I know nothing about. So this is a very intimate account, yes, but it's not about me. It's an India book through my eyes as a reporter. Writing a book is very different from actually reporting for television, because television is all about immediacy. It's about the here and the now. It's about capturing the story there and then. Television offers you no opportunity for reflection. Television offers you no time to actually step back and think about what you've seen. That was one reason. The other reason was that I believe that my 2 decades as a television journalist have coincided with major and dramatic changes in India. I am a first generation television journalist. I call myself a child of television, unlike many others who migrated from print to TV. So my life in television has given me a ringside view of contemporary Indian history, politics unfolding, wars unfolding. I've had an opportunity to witness many dramatic, cataclysmic events, and I thought I should write about them before my memory dims. That was one of the most difficult things, also because I'm used to writing for television. It's a very different kind of writing. In television, you don't have to be descriptive because the pictures speak for themselves. Your writing is much more metaphorical. Writing a book and creating a narrative, when you're used to being a here and now reporter, I had to really make a mental leap and shift gear. I do believe that is a very tough balance for any non-fiction writer, because you don't want to give your reader a dry analysis. I'm not a pundit, I'm not an expert, I'm a journalist, which by definition makes me a generalist. So I thought that the best I could do was therefore to make it personal. So my personal experiences, my personal confusions, the fact also chronicling how I changed my opinion on issues over the years. This was the narrative, and the analysis has lent more on other people who may know better, historical texts, sociologists. I've done a lot of research and reading, and you will see in the footnotes that there is a host of academic literature that I've also looked at without trying to make the book dry and boring and academic. No, I think my personal motivation has remained my mother. She was a journalist who died when I was in my teens. I write in the book that in many ways women of her generation were the original trailblazers. It was through her that I got my first exposure to news. It was through her that I saw how much you have to continue to fight as a woman in the public eye. That misogyny may look like it has dimmed, but it hasn't. Any woman who does well and is successful and has half a brain is going to be attacked and deconstructed in a way that men never have, but she remains a motivation.